Today I'm going to be doing a review over the buzzer made by Marcus Arnold, a equipment tool that I got recently, a week ago roughly. So roughly what the contents of this video are is just me doing a review, showing you how I practice, and just trying to do it all in one take, and just explain the bits of why I got it and just stuff like that, pros and cons. So what it is, it's just a buzzing tool that increases resistance. See here, you can see there's a hole here and there's a hole on the other side with a cork that comes off, the big hole there. And it just it's supposed to make the buzzing feel more like the instrument instead of something different. And so far I found it beneficial. I'll just show you what it sounds like. That's open with none of the holes covered. Here's one. And you can't really do both of them. It just doesn't really work. Yeah. And then you can take this off if you want, I guess, more air going through it. And then you could do. The reason I got this product was because I saw a video of Ben Van Dyke. He was away from his home and he was using that to practice some. He was just buzzing on it. And Ben Van Dyke is a really good bass drum player, so I was like, I wonder if this would work for me. And I looked into it, saw good reviews. I was like, okay, I'll purchase it and just practice on it for a week and do a review on it, which I'm doing now. So the pros and cons, I think so far, the pros is that there's no cheating on this. Like, even with none of the holes covered, just with the cork in, there's no cheating on this. Like not yesterday, but 2 days ago, I was doing just arpeggios. I was just doing C arpeggio going down to low C, and I was just like, okay, let's see how this sounds on the mouthpiece. And I was doing articulator. And before, the other day, I was like, oh my, excuse me, I'm not getting any of those notes centered. So I had to practice it. Like there, I didn't even get the low C centered. And then coming back to the instrument after a couple of minutes of me using the buzzer, it sounded more centered, and just overall, I think it had a better tone to it than when it did before, which I think for me it's harder to get with normal buzzing, because with normal buzzing you can't really hear the deficiencies as much. And it kind of gives you some leeway. Like on this, I just feel like I can kind of hit a low C, and I can guess at a low C and it will buzz it. But here it's like you can't guess. Yeah, because it'll just not go to the C. It'll just go to something else. So that's really nice. Another pro is just it's really small, lightweight. It was handcrafted, so it feels really nice on my hand. And it's just made in Germany. So it came in obviously the box, and it has just these package, I guess that's like what the product is, but it's in German, so I can't read it. It also came with a sticker, which is cool. I just don't know where to put it. So, I mean, this just a nice sticker, I guess. Another pro is that you really get the full range on this that I don't feel like you get as much on the mouthpiece. Or a burp, for example. I feel like you really get the full range. which is nice because then you can just translate that. I just feel like that really helps just connecting all the ranges, because before I was really having trouble with this lip slur. But then I did it on this with one of the holes covered. I did that a bunch, and then I put it back on the mouthpiece on the instrument. I just feel like it requires you to be more accurate. And this has overall helped me figure out how I'm doing my shifts and minimalizing how different my shifts are between all the registers, which has really helped my tone, and especially in the high range, because I haven't really had much color in the high range. So I've been doing just a lot of high note practice with this. I just feel like it makes it easier to play because you have to use so much air. And that's another thing about this, is that I feel like you have to use more air than you would on the trombone, which I personally like, but I feel like it could also be a con because it's not as accurate as it should be compared to normal buzzing. I feel like with normal buzzing, you can kind of just get away with high notes because you can just press it into your face and just sound bad, but and it will still be there. But with this, it just, to me, it just sounds different than a clean. Like that sounds more full and rounded. That sounds unstable and kind of beamy, which I don't really like the sound of. So that's really benefited me overall, just in the entire range, just having this and being forced to use as much air as possible. Obviously, you can do quiet work on this too. I just find it better for me to do more air practice because I think I have a deficiency in my air. So that's just nice. Okay, had to take a water break. Another benefit that I found pretty much right away is that I had weak corners, and I went through an embouchure change at the beginning of last year during college, and I was just like, man, my corners are really weak after I centered my embouchure, my aperture, to be with how I should play more accurately, because what my professor wanted me to do is try to make it as much as my pedal tones as like my pedal tones as possible. So we had to change that, and it took months. So I just had really weak corners, and I still do, but not as much now because of this. Like as soon as I did it, there's 2 videos of Charlie doing like warm-up stuff with a masterclass thing. He does one with Roshu too, and Amazing Grace. So I was doing it with this. And eventually it gets really up there. My corners were tired by then. I was like, holy crap. Like, I just do not have the corner strength. And I feel like that's greatly affected my tone overall. in all the registers because it kind of changes after like middle F. It just gets duller and duller, I feel, compared to my pedal register. So as soon as I had this and I did that exercise just buzzing with it, and I was like, holy crap, my buzzing is weak, my corners are weak. I instantly knew that this product was going to help me, which is nice because I think you can cheat a lot of things on the instrument because this really is a handicap because it like you could slot a note correctly, kind of guess at it like B flat. You can guess at it and it'll still be there. Maybe it won't sound as good, but it'll still be there. But with this, I feel like I had to be really accurate with every single thing I played. Or just didn't produce a resonant sound like I wanted it to. And so it was great to have a tool to actually have me be more aware of my buzzing habits compared to just kind of cheating on the instrument. The second thing I noticed right away is I was doing this lip slur, and I had a hitch in the sound. It kind of just sounded like I either wasn't using my air properly or I was just kind of buzzing something wrong, but it kind of had like a mini break in between that I didn't want. Kind of like that, but that's exaggerated. When I got this, I tried the same exercise. But when I started, I realized, oh, I'm buzzing in E flat. That's what I was buzzing with the buzzer. So I was like, oh, my buzzing is just wrong, which is causing me to kind of have to guess at the note a little late, which is why it's responding late and overall just not sounding as good as I want it to. So I feel like I would have eventually figured that out, but that's with most things. But this really helped me figure it out a lot faster than just kind of guessing or recording or anything of that nature. I feel like that's most of the pros I've caught for now. Just good overall for tone and tuning because you have to be honest. Good for airflow because you really have to use your airflow to get it to sound right, I feel like. And maybe I should work on that in the softer register of my volume, and just add some nice resistance, and it gives you lots of options because you have two holes, you can cover one, covers none, and take this off, and it's just comfortable. It's lightweight, you can carry it in your case and it's not really going to get damaged, maybe scratched, and so that's nice. The cons, I feel like right now the only con was the price. So it was $35 just for the product itself, but since they ship from overseas, it's different for every country, for depending on what country you live. So it ended up being $70 for me, which isn't a lot of money for this because I found it to be really beneficial, but I feel like it could be for someone that's like living super far away, and the shipping could be like upwards of 40 or 50 more than the product itself. But that's really up to whoever buys it and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's really just a small setback. It's not really a big deal considering there's a similar product called the Up Sound, and I haven't tried that, so I can't say anything good or bad about it, but that product itself was $120, and it seems to pretty much do the exact same thing this does. And this is handcrafted, so I guess that is another con, that this is handcrafted, because I don't know how that affects the consistency. Like if I got another one of these products, would it feel the same as this one? Would it feel completely different like an instrument would? Or is whoever making these consistent enough that it feels the same way every time? I don't know, because I only have one of these. And I'm making a review because I was talking to some people and they're like, it seems like a cool product, but I don't know if I'd buy it. So I was just like, I'll buy it, test it out, and just give my thoughts on it. And really, overall, I have a really positive review on this. I really like it. I feel like I'm going to use it pretty much every day that I practice. And now I'll continue by... sorry, I lost my train of thought. I had to go do something, but I'll continue by just showing some of the exercises I've been doing with this. So I start off by having this, and I'll have like a song playing, like anything I've been listening to recently. I'll just play it and I'll just buzz randomly. Just do really long connected siren buzzes, kind of. Like that. And if the song has like a bass line that I feel like I could groove with, I'll use this and I'll just buzz along with it, which is actually a technique Brian Heck used in college, so that's cool. So that's how I start, or I'll use the Charlie Vernon videos and buzz along with that with this, and I'll do just lip slurs. I'll do those in all 7 positions. And then I'll try to only have the reference for first position, and then I'll try to get everything off of first. Because that's something I found that benefited me greatly, is just having the reference of whatever exercise I'm doing in first, and then just doing it in all 7 with the mouthpiece. Because I feel like that takes away a lot of the guessing I've been doing, because I feel like the armature change really just messed up my muscle memory, and I feel like I relied too much on it, so now I actually have to know what note I'm playing. Sometimes I'll just do pedal tones with this, just to see how they feel. Sometimes I just can't do it, and I feel like that's because I'm not hearing it, and that's also an issue that has really helped me get through, or start getting through. And for high range, I'll do a lot of glisses and just rips. So I'll do it with this. So what I notice is that whenever I'm planning to play something that's high in parentheses, because nothing's really high, they're just notes. That's how I should feel, but I feel like I kind of prep wrong, and you could hear it. I'm not really. I'm kind of. So that's really helped me notice that, and just try to just prep and breathe and start without any fear of the notes that I'm about to play. That low C has always been really quiet for me, but this has helped me increase the volume on it, because it's hard to start. So, but once I get it going, I know the proper air usage and the aperture and aperture fake. So that's pretty much mostly what I've been using it for. I try not to use it too much because I try not to rely on products all the time. I try to figure things out by myself, which is something I've grown, because I feel like a lot of the years. I grew up just kind of being told what was wrong and not really being given the opportunity to figure it out, which is nice because a lot of the teachers I had growing up helped me through that because I wasn't really self-aware of what I was doing. I didn't feel like I was a good enough musician to figure it out, which is so it's fine that I wasn't figuring stuff out when I was younger. But now that I'm in college, I try to figure things out by myself. So just testing things out has been really nice, and this is honestly an 8.5 out of 10 product. I would definitely buy this again. Like if I was offered, I'd buy it again and probably gift it to someone because I genuinely think this is a really good product, especially for me. I feel like it could benefit anyone of any age, really. Like, just feel like it's a good product overall. It's a little pricey if you're younger, but I think it's worth it if you genuinely want to take trombone seriously because I've had so many benefits and not really any cons with it. So, thank you for watching.